guys. 6'7"? No. 6'9". That's what we're going to do, you guys. On June 9th, me and Mike are going to 69.
Yeah, butts and noses.
Butts and noses.
Noses and butts.
Human bidets. And we have a special guest today. A big guest.
A huge guest.
A huge guest.
Huge.
We're joined by the very, 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 very funny and famous.
Yeah.
There's no need to say
and
it.
also the number 69 incarnate, Mark Norman.
Yeah, Mark Norman will be here. You guys know him from everything.
From the internet.
Yeah, you know him from all the things. And he's a fantastic guest. And we got
Great comic. He's dad. It's very exciting to learn his perspective and what it's going to be like once Andy and I are touring arenas.
Yeah, it's coming. And we mean tiny ones where they have like volleyball tournaments.
You know, like that arena that's next to like the Liberty Science Center.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the Bridgeport Islanders play or whatever.
Yeah, we'll play those arenas. Yeah. We'll actually, you know what? We'll be the first to film a special at medieval times.
Yeah. We're going to be ABA touring.
We'll play an 1,800-seat arena with dirt.
It's going to be great. It's going to be in Quad Cities, Iowa. Mike, where are you going to be?
Buster Douglas, MikeCannonComedy.com for all my dates. June 12th, I'm going to be at Laugh Boston. That's in the city of Boston, Massachusetts. 2 shows. Sell that out. Let's get those cooking. I don't think I can add shows because it's only one night, but I'm going to be touring on both sides of that in New England as well. More dates coming in, MikeCannonComedy.com for those. And check out the YouTube because more Coach Cannons are coming. More everything. So I'm filming a special later this year. Nicole doesn't know that, but she's going to be a major part of that, and it's going to be great.
You guys, I just want to say this. I'm recording ahead of time, but I do want to say thank you for selling out the Bell House. And after my second encore performance, carrying me out into the street and collectively jerking me off. That was so nice of you guys, and I feel really good. Please come out to... Oh, hey,
we're doing plugs.
It's okay. You're good. You're good.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. That's our guest. I will be at the Milwaukee Improv June 4th, and then I will be at all the Ohio Funny Bones that next weekend, and then I will be in Salt Lake City, and the next weekend I will be at Goofs in Somerville. Tacoma is coming up. Eugene is coming up. Pittsburgh, Detroit, Las Vegas, San Francisco. They're all on there. Go to andyhaynes.com. Bye.
Ton of parent stuff. My whole act is becoming kid now, which is kind of freaking me out a little bit. I don't want to be that guy. Mm-hmm. But it's just so easy. There's so much gold coming at you.
Yeah. When I see my kid, it's I'm kidding.
It's also because I struggle with that too of like I'm not trying to become like a parenting comic, but I've always been a comic that talks about my life.
Yes.
So when it becomes your entire life, it's like, okay, this is who I am right now, and I know at some point I'm going to be beyond this because they'll be the fuck out of my house,
right.
And they won't be as like, you know, when they're a baby, they're literally every part of your life, every second.
Yes.
And then eventually they're going to have their own lives, so you'll probably remember you have independent interests.
Yeah.
Again.
Also, it's new to you, so you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" And we're all idiots and drunks and you know spaz. So then your kid, you're like responsible for something. So it's like when dick pics became a thing. You got to write a bit about it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's new.
How old's your kid now?
15 months.
That's a good age.
I don't want him to. I like him right here. I don't want him to get bigger.
Yeah, it's the best.
He says, "Dad." He's cute. I throw him on the couch. I hold him upside down. He laughs at everything.
Yeah.
The future is hell.
Yeah. It only goes downhill.
Yeah.
Well, it's also funny because, you know, like we see each other on occasion. I don't see you all that often, but then I'll like catch glimpses of your life and I'm like, Mark just had a baby. And then your thing is like, your son is 15 months old. And I'm like, holy shit, his kid's like running around.
I know.
And he's in a completely different era of fatherhood than I thought.
Well, our friends' kids makes you realize how little you've done. Mm-hmm. You know, you see your friend, you're like, how old's your kid now? He's like 4. He's in school now. And you're like, I haven't done anything. Your kid grew up to 4 years old, and I'm still an idiot. Right. You know, like it makes you realize how fast life moves.
Yeah. It also makes you realize like how bad of a friend you are. Because like I remember we had a present for Mike for Crew in our closet, and I think Crew like was in like kindergarten by the time
he was 5 by the time Rosebud gave him his newborn gift.
Exactly. It flies by.
Yeah.
But I also like I'm I am a comic, so
Yeah.
I understand.
Sure, of
that
course.
we're fucking. But it's funny that like sometimes this can happen with obviously regular parents and then comedian parents. Is you turn the knob too much to parent, and then you all of a sudden are like, well, what the fuck? I thought we were friends and all this stuff, and it's like, no, I still remember that all of my contemporaries are in this for themselves, and
totally.
we're pursuing a pretty selfish endeavor. So why would I expect them to be the perfect aunt or uncle?
Yeah, it's funny because we like would never expect them to have that kind of like, like, why didn't you call me to ask me about my day?
Yeah.
But once you have a kid, you're like, you didn't check in? Right. It's like, no, that's your friend who's a cocaine addict. Like,
Right.
Of course they're not going to
No,
call.
the only time it gets insane is with Sagalo, because Sagalo basically did like an Ocean's 11 to rescue his own Pokemon cards from his house. And so like couldn't get them. His mom was like keeping him from getting them. It was like a weird thing.
What?
She just didn't want him to go through her shit because one, she's OCD, and two, Brendan is Brendan and likely throws things everywhere
Got
and
it.
doesn't put them back. Details he's leaving out. But he then he did it finally, got the Pokemon cards, claimed they were going to be his birthright.
Yeah.
They were going to be somehow what he makes money on, Beanie Babies. All of them are worthless. And he's like, I guess I'll just throw them out. And I'm like, my son is so into Pokemon. He's like, maybe I'll give him a few every time I see him. And I'm like, when's the last time you've seen my son? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't care that you don't see him. Just give him the fucking card.
Give him the
fucking cards, you dirtbag.
Yeah. I thought the mom was holding him from him just to be like, you got to be a man now. Right. Just like, grow up.
That would be a good reason. That'd be a way better reason.
Be an adult.
Are
to get him
you
appraised.
because you're on the road so much? How often are you bringing wife and baby out?
Well, not a lot, but I do Sundays off, and I take a weekend off every month.
Okay.
That was a big compromise for me.
Yeah.
And now I take her on the road. I don't know, every 4 weekends or something.
If it's a good city, mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, they're always disappointed. They're like, "What are we doing for dinner?" I'm like, "I have 3 shows."
Yeah.
What are you crazy?
Yeah.
But they always go, "Oh, Miami. We're going to Miami, or we're going to Fort Lauderdale, or we're going to San Diego." But I'm still working.
Yeah.
So they kind of forget that every single time.
Well, and also parenting on the road is a true away game where you don't
Yes.
have your shit.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yes.
any of your safety nets.
You're playing
of what
like
you
in
go.
a conference room at a hotel. You're like, look at all these chairs.
That's so true. Yeah, so true.
My son, I remember I did Roar, that place in Springfield.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough room.
It's a tough room. It's a giant castle that spans like 200 feet. The laughs
Sure.
dissipate 3 feet before they get to you.
Yeah.
And it's in a casino. So my son and my wife came and we went to the Basketball Hall of Fame. That was fun. But then that's the first day. And then
Right.
you're there for the weekend.
Right.
And my son wasn't even allowed past the velvet ropes because it's an entire casino.
Yeah,
So we're just
Fentonylville.
we're literally walking the perimeter like it's a track.
Yeah. Is it Worcester?
Springfield.
Springfield, sorry.
Worcester's the next worst city.
Yeah, that's horrible.
They used to have the woo ha ha there.
That's
but that
right.
Didn't,
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
did
that
that.
didn't work.
Ooh,
yeah,
that was a heckle factory.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
it was below a pizza place or
Yeah,
something.
a bunch of Boston mooks just really giving it to you. One of those heckles where you haven't even grabbed the mic yet.
Uh-huh.
You're a fag.
You're like, all right.
Give me a second.
That's when you really deep dive into who you are personally too. It's like, what am I showing that
Yeah.
people are calling me gay before I talk?
I know. Oh,
That's might just be Boston.
I feel like that's Reddit comments for me. Reddit comments, I've never been cut so precisely
oh, dude.
than a Reddit comment. Like I'll get this guy fucking sucks or wins the joke on Instagram. I had a Reddit comment one time it said, this guy looks like he's been trying for a long time and it hasn't happened yet. And I was like, what the fuck? Who is it, Mom? Like, what the fuck?
Rosebud? What are we doing there?
Looks like this guy should get a job. And you're like,
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of those. Like, this guy looks like if AI was comedy, like AI wrote his act or whatever. Those hurt the most. When
Yeah.
you're like, I've actually thought that about me.
yeah. I had somebody that was like, I had like a clip go, not viral, but it was doing well. And then somebody chimed in. It's all positive. And then one was like, where are the punchlines? And I was like, I literally go, wait a second, where are the punchlines? Like, I was like he got into me. I was like, I don't have punchlines.
You're like, I just kind of stop at points.
Yeah.
They laugh to
I'm
fill
a
the
fucking
space.
asshole.
Yeah. Do you run into like people? So, you know, even on this level where we're talking about our lives and families on pods and stuff like that, and then you're on these big, huge podcasts talking about your kid. How does it get creepy where they're yelling out the names and stuff like that?
Oh, and the audience yelling out
Yeah.
about my kid? A little bit. It's not too bad. Like they'll be like, "How old's your kid now?" or "What's your kid up to?"
Right,
so
right.
then you make the obligatory pedophile joke and you move on. So I don't do the face on the Instagram with the kid. I know you guys do it.
This was at Ari's show, and again, it's like well-meaning and nice, and people are like very clearly invested in paying attention, so it's cool. But we were at the Wilbur, and I was like, "Oh, I have a son," and somebody goes, "Yeah, Crew," and that's my son's name, and I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to not have that happen ever again. It's just like it makes you a little unsettled because you're like, oh fuck, that's right. Like this is real. I'm giving.
Yeah, we stopped with the face. We stopped
really?
We had to because it was just like it was weird. You know, weirdos would be like, "How's Minnow?" Like some weird like shut-in mouth breather, and I'd be like, I don't want you fucking knowing what my kid looks like.
And then the weirdest ones, I'll get a DM like, "Why don't you show in the face?" And I'm like, "Well, why do you want to see it so bad?" What's up with that? It's a baby. They all look the same.
You have that thing because you have such like a large platform and you do all these things. Do you get the weird thing? Because I feel like so many of our fans, like especially comedy fans, they think what we want them to do is to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna your wife," you know, like or whatever. They do the like, I'm gonna say the worst thing possible, but it's just like, oh fuck, man, like.
The kid is off limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's when it jumps over the line into like, well, now I'm seeing red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you're good in the sense that people just can yell comedy at you.
I get that a lot.
That's nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much better than any like personal fact that they might hold on to.
If you see me at a meet and greet, it's full on pull the string out of the back. Right. I'm like, "Hey, comedy, I'm gay.
I saw that.
You guys swing? Put it in my ass. Praise Allah." I got like 30 of them.
Pressing a soundboard on the radio.
Yeah, when I was even surprised with like because we were in Boise together. And we got like 9 comedies on the way to dinner, and I was like, "In fucking Boise?"
I know.
Amazing. I thought these were all shut-ins.
I used to try a joke about this, but about the parenting with the emoji over the face is like you're still showing a lot of the body.
Yeah, good
like,
point.
Isn't that what the pedophile's looking
Good
for?
point. I could jerk off to a woman with no face.
Right. Yeah.
Easily.
What pedophile is like, the kid's body is pretty good, but I don't care for the face.
I want to know who I'm looking at.
That's true. Do faces matter with a pedo?
I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, to confirm the baby, but
A butter toddler.
Yeah.
a butter toddler.
Yeah, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Call in, pedos.
We do have a voicemail, but I think it may be too late for that.
Well, it's like those feet guys. Like every girl comic I know is like sometimes I'll slide a feet pic in or like put my feet on the table in a picture just to get extra traffic, which you're like, that's when you realize, all right, this whole game is fucked. When a girl's like, I'll get my foot in there, that way I'll get more clicks.
Yeah, I mean, there's some fucking idiots with like theater followings now that are just like 750,000 followers selling out like, Irvine Improvs, and their act is like, so I was, it's just like no jokes.
Foot stuff is making its way to the mainstream, by the way, too. Like, what is that? But Linda Cardellini is in some show now. I think Jason Bateman too. It's like a dark comedy show.
Oh,
but
DTF?
DTF, yes. So they had that scene of her like being beautiful, backlit. Like it just shows her. It's supposed to show how beautiful she is, and then like it pans out and it's just her tooties, like fucking illuminated with
Is this Freaks and Geeks, Linda Cardellini?
Yeah. She's so hot too. But it's just like just the soft sole of her feet that you would see in every other porn where,
Smart.
It's great. It's like, man, look at that. I can't believe this is now like all of a sudden on a fucking Netflix show or whatever.
I'm so jealous of these feet guys.
I know.
They got it made. Like we like tits and ass, and that's so maybe get a nip slip with Michael or Janet Jackson once every decade, but like feet are everywhere, pool, barefoot, flip-flop. They got it made.
I know. Do you think it actually, but what would you do if we
saw massage? Sorry.
If we saw
Work in a
awful
shoe
tits
store?
all the time?
What's that?
Because they must see awful feet all the time.
That's a good point. That's
so does
true.
that yuck their yum like
Right.
seeing disgusting tits would for us?
I don't know. Tits are tits.
Tits
You
are
think so?
tits.
You've seen tits like I've seen some pretty awful tits and been like, that's nothing for me.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not picking them. But like, if I see like a nip slip, I'm kind of not really like, it's, you know, I'm happy to the tit gods that they've delivered.
Yeah.
Same.
Anytime that I get like, because that's the hottest thing is when you see them when you're not supposed to.
Yes.
So I'm not really looking at quality.
I remember seeing my kindergarten teacher's bra like under her blouse or whatever when she bent down, and I was just like,
You popped your Oshkosh bagoshes.
my button pops off.
I remember seeing like my aunt's cleavage when I was a kid and be like,
Yeah,
that was great. My aunt. I love my aunt. My aunt had huge cans.
Yeah, there was some movie, this Italian movie, I forgot. It came out on Netflix a couple years ago, but there's like a mentally ill aunt in it who's like a fucking smoke show.
Really?
And that's the whole thing is the boy is like in love with his aunt, and she keeps on like sunbathing naked. It's a good watch just if you want to see a nice pair of cans.
Aunt is far enough away. I'm not gonna bang my aunt, but you can appreciate.
I had a neighbor mom that would sunbathe in her backyard, and she was kind of a smoke show. And she would sunbathe topless in our backyard, and I would open the bathroom window like this much and just sit there and look at it. I don't even think I knew how to jerk off.
The best. And you live in Seattle, so what was that, once a year?
Yeah.
There's no sun out there.
It was July 3rd every year.
Dude, that just brought a memory. I remember getting caught by a neighbor. So we had this, my friend Timmy, his neighbors were like Puerto Rican, and the mom was like a hot mom.
Oh, yeah.
She was like an ex-cop too. Ooh. So she was like
Mr. Officer.
badass alpha woman with an unbelievable like Selma Hayek body.
Right.
And I remember we were like 10 next door swimming, and I saw her like taking off her shorts over her thing, and I looked at my friend Timmy and just like did the thing to him, and I was like, look, and she literally looked back and she was looking at it. She goes, I saw that. Is that what I'm doing? And like did the whole thing and reenacted it. And I was like, I'm so confused and so hard and so scared. This is
You
unbelievable.
popped the above ground pool.
I'm so glad my mom looks like Kathy Bates.
Yeah, same.
I'm so glad. The hot mom would fuck me up as a kid.
I had a friend whose mom was hot. She was kind of a drunk too. And she would like show up at the party and flirt with everybody.
a lot of
and-
touching with the kid. Oh, that's hot.
And we were all just like, oh God, this has got to be rough for you.
And your friend's like, shut up, man. Stop looking at my mom.
My buddy's my buddy's mother, two of them, her mom was hot, 6 foot tall, like, and very flirtatious with all the parents. And you just saw how she moved. And my parents actually set her up on a date with a friend. And the friend came back and was like, she is too wild. Like, she is wild as fuck. And which I'm 10 years old. Like,
Yeah.
that's the hottest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then I would sleep over
She's
there.
shooting at cops.
Then we would sleep over there, and she would have loud sex.
What?
Loud.
Oh, my God.
And
That's
like
hot.
you just look at her kid, and they were, disheartened and
Yeah, of
humiliated.
course.
But you're just like, dude, I'm taking all of this home and jerking off the second I get back.
Do you remember the good old days when you could jerk off to just an analog memory?
Completely.
God.
Yeah, I had to do
you
that
saw.
in Texas this weekend.
Oh, because you didn't want to.
I got so backed in, I didn't know what to look for, dude. Even XNXX, like all these like secondary sites that they used to not know about.
I thought you just do the
The VPN.
I know, but I didn't do it beforehand. I didn't think
What about X videos? That's all you need.
they didn't. I don't think they.
That
had-
works in Texas.
It does. Okay, then
I just did it.
Then I'm an idiot. I think I was in too much of a panic.
Wait, I've been doing the thing where I have to scan my face.
Oh no!
Yeah, don't you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Why?
They got you on some record now.
That I jerk off?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You've been scanning Andy's no shirt on just every time with a panic
the worst.
look.
I
of,
think
need
it's like
to
a
do it.
deterrent because every time you see the picture, you're like, oh, God. Church. It's
Gotta go to
bad.
church.
It's like scans your face and then it's like, here's what you look like, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Who had that joke where like right when you jerk off, the computer goes to sleep and you see yourself and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
That's
it's
horrifying.
the worst.
I mean,
Especially-
I had a joke that I think many people have probably had since, Dan Hershon called me mid-jerk on my phone once.
Oh, that's a tough one
I
too.
know, and it was like early when Facebook connected to the contacts, so it was like picture came up too,
yeah.
and that was just a fucking
You
eye
came
contact.
and you were like, I'm so confused.
I was like, oh, am I into Jews?
You guys are so lucky that you have boys because you're going to be able to commiserate about like hot cans, things
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Like
true.
you guys all got to have little like, hey, did you see that?
I
Right.
don't know if that's my thing. What about you? My dad overshared a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think you want to overshare. We talked about this, like the 50-year-old guy that's way too graphic about sex.
Right.
Where he's like, "Do you see the gash on her?" And you're like, "Jesus Christ, dude."
It's quite a honeypot. I think a little elbow, like pretty hot, huh?
Yeah,
It's cool,
that's
but
fine.
you don't want to be like, yeah, together.
My dad smoked a cigar. I talked about this, but he smoked a cigar with me on a golf course, and he like took a puff, and he's like, "Tastes so good, it's like pussy."
Your dad
My
said that?
dad said that
that's
to me when I
wild.
was in 8th grade, and I was like, "That's not cool, man." I was
Yikes.
like, "That's super gross."
Yeah, good
Yeah.
on you as a 10-year-old to clock that.
Yeah,
you could have
yeah.
been like, I guess that's how men talk.
Right. I always felt that. I don't know. I always felt uncomfortable around that stuff, and not as like a you guys are disrespecting anybody kind of way. I always just felt like too.
Slimy.
Yeah,
I know
like
what
it just
you mean.
felt like weird to be involved in the conversation. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Can I ask you? This is something that just occurred to me. Is like because you kind of come from like a similar world that I come from, like the New Orleans version, but like you kind of have this like artistic liberal family.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had any pushback because of like the way that people lump you in with the Rogan crowd and stuff like that from family?
Yeah, my mom is like the most bleeding heart on the planet. So she's like, I don't know how you talk to that guy. I don't know how you associate with that guy. And I'm like, well, he's nice, and we're trying to sell tickets here. So I think she gets it. And I don't know. I'm not like I'm not moving to Austin, and I'm not like opening for him.
You also don't really like espouse opinions.
No, and I'm not political really. So it'd be one thing if I was like, he's right about everything, Mom, because I can disagree with a guy on stuff and still be cool with him and all that. So once I explained that to her, but she looks like Rachel Maddow. You know, she's all in. She's got short hair and glasses, and she's pissed about everything. So she brought it up, but it was just kind of like it's a podcast, it's everybody's podcast kind of thing.
Yeah.
Are they bummed to be far from you guys, like with the baby and stuff?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dad's getting real old and kind of feeble, and she's getting bored. And they live out in the sticks, so they wanna move up here.
Does your brother live down there though?
He lives in Wisconsin.
Oh, so they're like fucking.
They're alone.
Yeah, so they got to make some kind of move then. I
Yeah.
assume. Is that? Do you want them closer? Or is that
A little, just because you start being like, I don't know how many years I have left with them.
Sure.
And so I've been flying them up on my dime back and forth, and I flew my mom first class. First time she ever had first class.
Oh, no
she
kidding.
flipped
That's awesome.
out. That was fun.
That's a sick gift to give to a parent? Actually, is just
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm able to do this.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
And I didn't tell him either. So she was like, this can't be right, you know, because she has such low self-esteem. They were like, man, you're sitting here. And she's like, no, this can't be my seat. And I'm like, sit down, bitch. Put your Crocs up for a second.
That's great. Yeah, my dad had like a little heart attack a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
and my
jeez.
dad's like, like he's like 80. He's 81 or 82, but it's like he's getting there.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah, same.
And you start to get that thing where you're like, fuck, like I really got to put in the time now.
Yes.
Because I wasn't super close to him until like recently. And I'm trying to, like, I was there all weekend. I tried to do the FaceTime thing.
There
they,
you go.
they live in like PA, like 2 hours away. I'm really lucky.
Oh.
But your wife's family's all masked, right?
They're all masked. They're up here all the time, so they're great.
Yeah.
They're like normal. It's weird to have a normal family.
Yeah.
around. My parents are so crazy and weird that like.
Well, I don't have
her.
that on either side of my
Oh,
child's
really?
family.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
I have the vampires from the I don't know, fucking Transylvania, and then the gayest communist group of, whatever.
I met your dad once. He was cool.
No, my dad's very normal. My dad's like, it's so funny because for the longest time I've been this like judgmental Seattle cunt who's like, we have to go to the nicest restaurant, we have to see fine art, whatever. I was always like aspiring to be more like cultured than I am. And my dad like abandoned that as soon as my parents got divorced. He moved to the cul-de-sacs. He like shops at Costco, watches primetime television, plays golf, like loves a fucking Chili's, whatever it is, And he is the happiest person I know in the world. And everybody in the city that's like trying to get tickets to the new hot show is like the most miserable person I know.
Right.
So it tells you a lot about what's worth what. you know?
Yeah. Well, that cul-de-sac, there's no friction.
No.
Everything's just easy living. It's safe. It's quiet. It's nice.
You got like racks in your garage that you put different things on, all that shit.
It's very funny to like come from, because I live in the suburbs and then come into the cities, and just like conversationally what people are talking about is very interesting, because, you know, I'll be at a baseball game and people will be like, did you see that there's a fox den over there and they walled it off and you're not allowed to touch them, and then there's a deer carcass and they ate something, and it's like that's the most pressing issue that you could possibly hear about.
So that's freedom.
I
right
know.
there. I visit my the Mass family. My wife's sister's husband is like a regular guy, golf guy, works at New Balance, like a regular job. And we were at a barbecue.
That's why you married her.
Yeah, I know.
The
for
New
the
Balance
shoes.
in, yeah.
I got plantar fasciitis. No, so I was like, throw me a Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney. And he goes, this is like 3 years ago. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know, Dylan Mulvaney, the trans Bud Light lady, was right when that happened. It was a huge deal. And he's like, who's that? And I'm like, oh, what a world you live in.
Yeah.
Because we're always
amazing.
on Twitter. We're trying to write a new bit about everything. Kid Rock shooting him. Remember that whole thing?
Oh my God.
And he had no idea about Dylan Mulvaney. And I was like, you are in a good place. This is very healthy.
Must be
It's
so
beautiful.
nice.
I know.
It's like to be completely unbothered by things that we think are the entire world.
Yes. We live in that bubble. Like you go on Threads and you're like, ah. you know?
Threads is a fucking nightmare.
Well, and even
nightmare.
like, do you have regular parent friends yet?
Not a little bit.
It's
like,
as they age and as they get into like school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, wait till you just be like, you know, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Like just in mid conversation, and they're like, don't. Like what?
Oh,
and
yeah,
you're like,
that's comedy
Oh,
talk.
I'm sorry. We're like literally constantly throwing around suicidal. like,
Totally. Or
You
a
know,
Holocaust joke
yeah.
or something. Yeah. Running a train. I'm like, Trey, what are you, a Jew? And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, this is how I talk to people all day and all night.
I think I made some sort of reference about how a German Shepherd was like a Jew-hating dog, like just
Yeah.
a really basic thing.
That's
and
nothing.
a guy was like, he literally moved down the
Story
fence.
of my life.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, I sat next to a Mormon like businessman on the way on a flight recently, and I don't know what I said, but it was something joking about my divorce, and he was just like didn't look up. He was just like,
Yeah, yes, that's what they do. They
don't
ice
even-
you out like
yeah.
that. Like, this will go away in a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like I messed up on 3 or 4 different levels for him
Yes.
in that moment,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was just like, I'm gonna forget this so that we can survive the rest of the flight.
Right. And we're
Here's
trained.
a picture of my 9 children. My wife and I have been married since we were 12.
Right. Well, we're trained to think of that zinger. So it's kind of like when football players beat their wives. They're like, oh, they're just at practice still in their head. You know what I mean? And we
He
have the
got
same
quiet
thing.
for a moment. He's like rushes her against the wall.
Yeah, exactly. And we have the same thing. Like one time I was talking to a guy in Texas, like an Uber driver, and he's like, my wife fell down the stairs. And I was like, the Texas abortion. And he was just like, but in my head, I was like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We're just joking.
Hey, everybody. If you're not aware, we are now taking calls from you, the listeners.
That's right. You're a direct participant in our show now because we've run out of personal content to give you.
So please give us a call at
646-598-2417.
and we will pick your voicemail and we'll play it on the pod and we'll answer it. And hopefully everybody feels better.
That's right. Yeah. So ask us for advice. We can settle a debate. You can start a debate between us.
You can just vent.
Dad questions. I would love a vent, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. We
You
have
wanna
some,
just
we have
tell
some
us-
real personal ones, too.
I would love it if
I love that.
if you told me some wins maybe you had over your wife. That'd be
If you're
Boy.
a guy and you won an argument or a situation over your wife, call in. It's the win line. 646-598-2417.
yeah. For a long time, I never would accept that I was like a comic. You know what I mean? Like I was always like, I do comedy, but that's not like my life. I'm not like, like defined by that or whatever. And then it was like, at one point I just had to be like, I've done this so long, there's nothing else I can do. I have to accept the fact that like, there's a giant internet trail of me saying awful things. So I can't
Sure.
act like I'm this good guy.
Yeah.
Right,
I also
right.
think if you do anything for long enough, you kind of become on the spectrum for that thing. Like comics, you do it long enough, you kind of think in bit. You think in that way. So
Yes.
your shorthand is in that conversation. You ever talk to a cop who's like been on the job for 30 years? They're a homicide detective. They have no interpersonal skills whatsoever.
No, I haven't.
Right.
Because they're just
ever in my whole
that's
life.
like my entire
that's
family.
where you live.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, they'll just be drinking out of nowhere, and then, because they make jokes over murder victims.
Yeah.
And so they just assume that everybody else can take, but you literally, like, everybody's a little tweaked socially.
For sure.
If you just continue in the same thing for a long enough
Well,
time.
that raises the question, are we born comics or do we become comics?
I think we become it because, like, I definitely wanted attention from a young age, but I do think it's like, for me, it's so much my parenting. And I think it's so many people's like, it's like you want approval, you want love, you want this attention, and you find it through this little tool. You know what I mean? And then I think it's either you don't embrace it a ton, you know what I mean? Because everybody's funny in elementary school to some extent, or like,
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think, don't you realize, I'm saying, like, a lot of comics are so similar. So you're like, was I this way, and then I found comedians, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is me?
Yeah.
Or were you just a regular guy who is now a sick, twisted mental case?
no, I think
You
my
think the
mom
latter?
had postpartum depression when I was an infant, and she couldn't hold me without getting upset. And I think I was like,
Oh, wow.
what's the deal with this bitch? I was just trying to survive. I looked at my dad and I go, she's fucking crazy.
Well, all right, so you were a comic pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a baby.
Yeah. No,
I feel like you're born funny, but being a comic is like a different
It's a different thing, because Will
Yeah.
Ferrell, I don't think, is as twisted as us.
No,
you
right.
know?
No, and I also think like that's the thing is like I've said this before. I think there's people that are like homework comedians. Like,
Yes.
Like they are not
Agreed.
funny people, but they figure out comedy and they can be great at it. They
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be fantastic. But they're not like a good hang. They're not like somebody you want
Right.
to sit at the table
Yeah.
with and like shoot the shit. Like you'll make an off-color joke and they'll do the same thing that the Uber driver did where they're like, that's fucking brutal.
Right.
And
Tend to be in writers' rooms, a lot of those guys.
yeah. You know.
Well, it's also like I have two uncles that tried stand-up since I started doing it. Like it's like classic, like if this homo can do it, I can do it.
Right.
One of which kept doing it, and of course he was the least funny out of the two.
Of course.
So he was the one that like tried to force the issue. My other uncle, who's legitimately the funniest human being I ever met, did it twice, killed, and was like, I beat the game. I don't need
good
that
for him.
anymore. So it's like the difference being from like funny to comic or person to comic is like, you can be funny. Can you be funny Tuesday at 9:15? That's the best.
Yes.
Like it's a skill set to get up for the moment, as opposed to being just like a buckshot funny.
Yeah.
At all times, or when it comes organically. You know what I mean?
I love that the unfunny guy kept going.
Yeah.
And that is Nick Cannon.
Well, it's funny because I also say that thing about like, like having a hard time reconciling the fact that I'm a comic. But now I'll do these gigs because I've done it long enough where like I'll get like some kind of corporate it's a miserable gig.
Yes.
And then I'll have fun and I'll like do a good job and I'll be like, oh, I guess I kind of have like I've put together the skill set where like at least I'm like the journeyman version of this. Like I can fucking do it.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
if you do it long enough, you have those tools. You have those things in your pocket where it's like this is the worst setup possible. It's
Yeah.
like brightly lit hotel conference room at 2 p.m. and
Yeah.
you're like still can kind of do your job.
Yeah, that's all. Do you kind of have to bring it back to the kid, are you excited that your kid's going to be like, whoa, my dad's killing? Is that kind of cool? Or are you like, oh, my kid's going to hear my act?
I think there's a little bit of both because I think I'm probably going to say something wrong because she's a girl, and I'll probably say something that that is
right.
just like somewhat doesn't want to hear as probably like a teenager or something like that. Whenever she has her fiercely independent,
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
right.
Yeah.
but also I love it when I can make her laugh now.
Yes.
Like
that's
when
the
I
best.
crack her up, it's like, oh, and it's easy. It's like so fun. It's like you're just
Yeah.
being silly.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
It is the stuff that you don't even feel like, because I get worried about that where my son's turning 7. He has a full understanding of the words that I'm using, even the bad ones. And so I get worried that he's going to like think I'm hate speech or whatever, as language evolves. But the thing that actually fucks him up is like, I did a joke that I thought was innocuous and I'm like editing a clip and he kind of overheard it and he was like, you hate my teacher? And I was like, no, dude. I was like, oh, I said that to say that. Like, I literally had to like tell him how
Context.
jokes work.
Yeah.
And like tell him what I was doing to set up the joke and what the payoff was.
Oh, that's tough.
And I was like, fuck, man. So now I'm really like careful about what he listens to and what he doesn't.
Whoa.
Because the joke wasn't about that at all. It was such a like offhanded, like
Sure.
little throwaway.
Yeah.
But that's what stuck with him because he's like, I'm talking about a real fucking person to him.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, what? Like,
I think there's a movie about like an old Catskills comic where he was like a Ed Sullivan Show kind of regular comic. It's a maybe Billy Crystal. Do you guys know what I'm talking
Mr.
about?
Saturday Night.
Where it by the end of it, it's like the story's about his daughter, like and his daughter hearing his. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I know the Billy. I know the movie you're talking about. I don't remember the daughter part.
I'll try to find it, but it's like at the end of it, it's like his daughter's like, because he's basically doing like Louis Shameless type material, like this fucking bitch won't,
Oh, wow.
And she's like, I can't believe you would say that about me to strangers. You told the whole world I'm an asshole. I was a baby.
Damn.
yeah. I think that's even more excusable though. Or at least I could
extreme.
Yeah, I think, and especially when they're babies. It's like, yeah, you didn't even have a personality yet. I was totally being
who
ridiculous.
thinks you're like,
right.
You called me an asshole. I didn't know. It's like, yeah, obviously I don't think you're an asshole.
Yeah,
Right.
the problem is when you're commenting on them as people.
Let's call Louis' kids and get an answer. 'Cause
I would be curious.
I would be too. 'Cause
I've heard it's touch and go. I've heard it's very touch and go.
I don't know if that's the material. Yeah. But his whole act was like, I want to throw my kid in a dumpster. He literally said when I started doing that bit, his whole career changed.
Yeah. Well, now it's changed also just like, before that it was take my wife, please.
Yes.
And then it became take my kids, please.
Sure,
So he
exactly.
literally ushered in a new thing. And then that became like, I'm sure you go on the road all the time, and every comic that talks about their kids is like, my kid's a fucking asshole.
Totally.
Piece of shit. And to the point where you're like, all right, like we get it. It's been done. It was a successful model. Now figure out a different angle on it.
I know. It's true. Don't you feel like when I was a kid, now we sound like boomers, but I remember every parent was super mean. Like they'd say stuff like jokingly, like a guy would walk by and go, "Hey, cute kids," and he'd go, "Take them,
Right.
Take the kid.
yeah.
Hey, you want them? They're all yours. These fucking people are driving me crazy." And I remember being 9, like I'm right here. Like I hear all this shit you're saying, Mom.
Yeah, my mom told me that when she was a little girl, that her parents would like be like, if you misbehave, we're gonna sell you to the gypsies.
Whoa.
I've gotten that exact term.
Where they're like, like apparently there was like drifters, because this is like the American West in the 40s.
Yeah.
And there'd be like a drifter walking down the train tracks, and my mom's mom would be like, if you don't eat your vegetables, I'm sending you with that guy.
Jeez, that's basically like saying, "Hey, kid, shut up, or you're getting sex trafficked." That's crazy, but that was completely normal. That was like kind of almost like tongue in cheek back then.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting that has completely flipped on its head. And if you find one of those parents now, it's almost your duty to call the cops.
Right.
I was just thinking about the sex traffic thing. I was thinking that if somebody bumped into me and did that little hand signal that they do, I would just be confused. Even having seen it, I would still be like, what the fuck does that mean? And
Yeah.
I would just go on with my day.
Do we need to know a hand signal?
Yeah,
They have a hand
something.
signal. They bump into you, and then they do like a something behind their back, and
Like
it means
a
I'm
beach
being
volleyball move?
It means I'm being trafficked.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
If they like walk and they hit you with their shoulder,
Yeah.
and then like if you turn around and see them doing like a hand signal across their back,
I know, but you don't want to be the guy who like knocks a dude out. They're like, "Dude, he's spastic. he's handicapped or something."
He's just going finger to
he's
finger.
just like one of these guys.
he's doing the Leo from What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
yeah. Meanwhile, you're hitting with a pipe.
You piece of shit.
Did you always want kids?
No, I didn't want marriage. I didn't want kids. I was that guy, like every comedian when they start out. Which is funny because you see comics doing that now. Every girl comic's like, "I don't want kids." I'm like, "Call me in 8 years."
Of course.
Yeah.
I think we all saw Comedian, and we saw the story about what band is
Orny?
it? No, the one where they land in the field and they walk.
Yeah. Oh, Buddy Rich.
Yeah, Buddy Rich, he walks up, he sees the family, and they go, how do people live like this?
Yeah.
And I think all of us, from at least our generation, that was like our quintessential movie. We all went, that's what I'm going to live for.
Yeah.
Completely.
That's
But
what it's going to be.
I'm going to be alone in the snow.
Yeah.
Right.
With the band.
That's living.
Yep.
But I heard Bill Burr say he had a kid, and I think he was 44, 45, and he goes, "I should have done this 10 years earlier."
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that, and I was like 38, and I was like, "All right, I'm going to do it."
No shit.
I mean, I don't want to say Bill Burr made me have kids, but it was like,
It was one of the...
it snapped it into place. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is not... I don't want to say any names, but we see comics at the Cellar who are like 64 and alone and whatever, and you're like, that guy's hilarious. It's a great comic, but I don't want to be that guy.
There is nothing that will make you come in your wife faster than seeing a single comic bring his carry-on to the cellar straight off a flight on Sunday. And you're like, and there it is. I'm having a family.
Somewhere Greg Rogel's got a gun in his mouth listening to this.
So was it like the shift from like totally not wanting to wanting? Was it gradual? Was it like during your relationship? Was it before? Or like, because I'm interested in that, because I look at you as a purist. I look at you and Sam and all these guys, Joe especially too, as Joe was like, I'm not fucking having a kid.
Big time, no kid.
Kids, that sounds like a nightmare to me. You know, and then I think COVID kind of changed a lot of people's perspective. Right. What was the shift for you?
I think I just talked. I was such a scaredy guy about kids, and I talked to every comic with kids, and I was like, "Tell me about it. What do you think?" And everybody was, everybody was like, "Do it. You got to do it. I know it's scary." And I talked to Jerry. He was like, "100% do it." He was a big no kid, no marriage guy.
Yeah,
and he's like, "It changes your life, and then it's almost like an investment. Like it pays off." 10, 15 years down the line, when you have this little guy or little gal, and you're at Thanksgiving together, you're learning shit together, and also I realized you're kind of in a Groundhog's Day with comedy.
Yeah,
write an hour, put it out, write a new hour. Oh, I'm back in Denver. Oh, I'm back in Tampa. And oh, I remember this hotel. Oh yeah, I fucked a girl over there, whatever. And then you start going like, I don't know if I just want to keep doing this, you know? So it's
your 8th time doing mushrooms at Comics Mohegan Sun will really reset things and be like, all right, I guess I should find something new to do.
Right. You're like, I didn't get to Moon Tower this year. Oh, weird. Like, that shouldn't be the biggest problem in your life. So, yeah, it kicked in, and, you know, I had a couple bucks at the time. I wanted to have some money. Some stability. I was married, so I said, fuck it, let's do it. And
so even going into your marriage, you weren't sure?
Yeah, totally.
No kidding. That's cool, though. That's cool that it kind of like naturally manifested itself then, instead of like just being super planned.
Yeah, and boy, it's hard, and there's a lot of times where the grass is greener. You're like looking at all these guys with no kids. You know, like Sam has no kids, and I'm like, oh, wow, he's just showing me all the women. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, man, she's hot. And then he's like, I bought this great pad on the 14th Street, and I go to his house, and I'm like, he's got the Knicks game on. He's got his feet up. He's drinking at like 1 p.m. So you have that where you're like, oh, I'm jealous. But then, you know, you see that little fucker in the backyard giggling in the hose, and you're like, all right, I'm hard.
Yeah.
Do you guys dig where you're living?
Oh, yeah. We're out in Brooklyn. We got a cheat code. We got a Brooklyn house with a backyard, and I'm 20 minutes from the city.
That's
so
amazing.
You get the city, and then you get the escape.
Has
That's great.
school even been a thought?
Oh, yeah. We're looking at schools. I'm that guy now. I'm looking at schools.
Well, that's what I'm interested in, because with you, you're a fucking comic.
Yeah.
Like, all I see is comic. Guy who writes, guy who does jokes, guy who does sets, and then I know nothing about you.
Right.
So the fact that, like, Mark Norman is looking at schools for his baby.
It's hurting my whole brand.
It's not even hurting it, dude. I think it's opening you up to a brand, because it's humanizing you. Sure. Because you are a fucking joke machine.
Sure.
You're a comedy robot. And, like, you seem like there's no breaths being taken in between all of the comedy, which is great. I'm just saying that this adds another level where you're like, oh, you're a fucking 3D human being that's like checking out a preschool on whether or not it's suitable for your child.
I know, and I see people there, and I'm hungover with sunglasses on at the open house or whatever, and some guy's like, comedy? And I'm like, yeah. It's very, and I got the kid right here, and I'm holding like a rattle and a spit rag.
Just put down your glasses. Tragedy.
But yeah, you're right. It is. It's more 3-dimensional. But I like that assassin. You know, just I'm in, I'm out, comedy, whatever. But yeah.
Is any part of you, and it's funny that it's on this show, but is any part of you like worried about opening up to that because you don't want people to know who you are, or do you like, because your jokes are not they don't lack depth, but they're not personal.
Not really, no.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're like talking on topics, and you're weaving in all of this different stuff. So is that like intentionally not exposing yourself? Do you want to expose more of yourself?
No, I've always been fine with personal. I just don't. I guess it's low self-worth or whatever I have. I just don't think I'm interesting, and I don't think they care. So I write jokes about social commentary or observational, because I'm like, we can all get on board with this.
Yeah.
But if I'm up there talking about me, I'm like, well, they don't care.
Right.
They got their own lives. But I guess
That's so funny to be performing for a sold-out theater and being like, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't care. Well,
What could they possibly care about me?
Also, I think I started the alt scene, and we saw so many comics go up, and be like, "This is my day. This is my life. This is what happened to me. I was molested," and you're like, "This is so self-indulgent. None of this is funny. Getting molested isn't an accomplishment. This doesn't make you cool or talented because you got molested.
Yeah.
Anybody get molested."
But it did get me on Vulture's top comedian.
yeah. So I think I was like,
I got
that
molested
threw me.
and they didn't even like it. I tried to do that. I've gone through so many
Wait,
phases.
the assailant?
No, like I tried to like
You tried to
be
get
like
his
I'm going
money
to
back?
bear it all for this Brooklyn
Right.
audience, and they were like, "Not you. We don't like it when you do it.
Well, bearing isn't enough. It's still got to
It's
have
got
a
to have the
twist.
joke and the
Yeah.
twist and all that stuff." Yeah.
So I got freaked out by that in the beginning. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. And I think I maybe went too far.
Sure, but I mean, that's also cool is that you've given yourself, like, I'm jealous of that where, like, it's how I feel about comics that started in like a Boston or Chicago and then moved to New York as well.
Yeah.
Is you've given yourself an opportunity to then grow or change or
Totally.
do something. Whereas I started here and I started talking personal and I kept doing that, which is like, so I have places to go, but it's kind of only down deep and trying to figure out what else is there.
Yeah.
But you have this whole other gear to potentially go to if you choose to, where you're like, all right, now you know my opinions on everything. Well, here's who I fucking am.
Yeah, so that's my new hours, all that. Like,
Yeah.
My last, the one just on Netflix is like marriage, baby. So it's like the beginning of opening up. It's
Right.
just like kind of surface level. And this new hour, it's like childhood and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
It's very hard for me. It's very foreign.
Do you feel weirder telling those jokes?
Totally. But I'm enjoying it because I got a lot of mean comments, like you were saying on the Reddit, where it's like, hey, it's funny, the jokes are funny, but like there's not more there. What's next? You haven't evolved. And that was one I was like, I got to evolve. And then Bill Burr always says, if you can't go left, go left.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll go left. So I have 2 stories now in my act, which is painful.
That's great.
I'm not a story guy, and it's all basically childhood. New Orleans, I had a transvestite nanny. That's all. I lost my virginity to a hooker on bourbon. That's all in there.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, it's foreign.
You kind of answered this, but I want to ask it more directly. Like, is there more, because you have this doc, the doc's awesome too. I love
thanks,
that. Yeah.
thanks.
And what is it called?
Pushing Boulder.
Pushing
I
Boulder,
did my
yeah.
special in Boulder.
And it's all like about the joke process and stuff like that and how each thing evolves and how you take it around and you write it all these different ways to try to figure out how it works best. That seems like a painless, painful, failure is painful either way.
Yeah.
But less so when you're talking about something.
Yes.
More so when you're taking yourself out there.
Yes.
And you're like examining yourself from multiple angles. And then the audience can decide that they don't like that version of you.
Yeah.
With the joke, like, does it feel more high stakes or like more hurt when it doesn't
No,
work?
that part I'm okay with sharing. I don't know why. I'm like, if I tell you about my life, I'm like, this is boring to them. Even if it isn't, I think it's boring, and I'm like, feel weird and I hate it. But the showing the process and the behind the scenes, for some reason, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah. But even with this new material, like the process itself, like when it doesn't go well, does it hurt
that's a
more
double
than
whammy.
when you?
Because you're like, not only did I expose and you hate it,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah.
like how I feel when I like do like some embarrassing social media thing where it's like I'm gonna do the thing that everybody's doing.
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but I feel like it's like
yes.
it's gonna help, and then it bombs, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Because you feel like you gave in.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work either
bombed,
way.
and I'm like, it's just me bombing, trying to do some like take on my phone.
I have no
know.
principles and I'm a failure.
Yeah,
This is
it's
awful.
fucking brutal.
The one with the picture, the still picture where it's like one line, you slide, one line,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
slide. Everybody was like, you got to do that. I'm like, I'm not doing it. But I feel like that came and went.
Yeah.
Is that still out there?
I think it's happening. I don't know. The what are they? The comic book format or whatever
Yeah.
they call it.
Look, we're trying to get on Funny AF. Help us out here,
Yeah.
folks. Come on.
If only I could get that break.
I hate those competition shows. I like good for Palufo and Ron Taylor are great. You got to do what you got to do. Get on Netflix, but I just hate that format.
No, as soon as like I read the submission form and was going through it, and it's like, hey, we have the ability to edit this in any way that we want to suit our storyline. And it's just like, cool. I can't do that. I can't I'll fail if I'm failing. I can't fail but because you made me fail. Like, I can't fail because you made it look that way. Who's that one comic? I forget who it was, but he did AGT, and it was one of those pre-tape things.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did one of those.
And he got like he got a standing ovation by all accounts, and like supposedly moved on in like ceremony, not officially on the show. And then after he watched it after a few months, they hadn't told him like what's up with the next round. They edited it to him bombing.
What?
And
the
he got eliminated off the show.
Wow.
And it's like, if you have to eliminate him, just fucking cut him. Don't ruin his career.
Yeah,
like,
I got lucky. I was on Last Comic Standing in like 2008, and I was like one or two. You know, I was very new to comedy. I barely had like 10 minutes or something like that, and they wanted me to do all this like extra stuff to show my personality, right? Like, because I got picked, right? I got picked to go on, so they wanted to like follow my story. I was going to be in the episode, and then I did all this super embarrassing stuff. Like they were like telling me like, go to this bar and dance where nobody's dancing. Like, I was just like, I'll be on TV, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, and I go through and I get the envelope, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're gonna show that to the entire country. Like, I'm fucked. Like, it's gonna be so embarrassing. And thank God they cut me. Thank God they just showed me telling a joke, and then they killed the laughs. I don't even think they showed me not getting it or whatever. You know, it was just like I just was like cut into the episode very briefly.
Well, that's great. You got the credit. And you weren't humiliated.
Yeah, it was great.
You did Last Comic. Right?
I did Last Comic, and I became friends. I was there for so long. I became friends with a grip. We happened to like hang out and we had a beer one time. And so there was one episode where all the comics are in a van, and we're driving from one theater to another place, and the van broke down. And so now we're all in this hot van, and they wouldn't let us out, and we're all like fucking with each other, and you don't really know each other, and there's like a competition vibe in the air, so it was tense. And we were in the van for like 3 hours. They wouldn't let us out for some legal reason. Turns out I talked to the grip. He's like, that was all planned. It didn't break down. They filmed all that. They wanted you guys to fight, and I was like, God damn, this reality TV, it's evil. They have these ways to like get you agitated and riled up.
That's crazy.
And so after that, I never did it again.
That's like from the movie The Recruit.
Exactly.
Just torture.
It's like Navy SEAL shit.
That's fucking nuts. That would piss me off even more, I think.
Yeah.
Just afterwards finding that out.
The competitions, I remember you did Seattle and San Francisco and those things. And people would lose their fucking mind because you're doing like 30 shows in a month. And they don't put you up. They don't pay for your travel.
Yep. What? I slept on your couch for a minute. Thank you for that.
A couple times, yeah. And then I think at the time we didn't realize how bad it was, but I think like if you won it, you won like $5,000 or something like that.
Holy shit.
And these guys would lose their mind because they'd be these road dogs that have been like just dying to get that fucking premium blend, dying to get that whatever Leno spot. And they'd be like the guy that do the triple runs out west where they're just playing like fucking biker bars in Montana. And they would see this little glimpse of a last shot, and like then somebody like Rory would come in and sweep the floor with them, and they would lose their fucking minds.
Those were crazy. And the judges were like, this is a local lady who has a plant store.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy runs the Gazette or whatever. You're like, what are we doing? So the hack would always dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I did it with Ron Funch. Ron Funch, Josh Gondelman.
I wasn't in your year. I think I just was in Seattle. But you advanced and then left still, right?
I advanced, and then Tom Papa said, you want to open for me? And I said, let's do it. And the guy who ran the fest called me and like did like a full dad. You really let me down. I'm very disappointed in you.
Really?
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. We try to help you out, give you an opportunity, and you bail on us. And I was like, well, I'm out here on. I have no money. I flew myself out here. I'm sleeping on floors all over the place. I'm going from gig to gig. And then this guy's going to give me money and real work, so I got to take it. And they were like, huge mistake. You'll never work in this town again. Kill yourself. And I was like, all right.
That's the best. Also, you're like, you gave me an opportunity, and then I took a better opportunity.
Yeah. I'm not going to work Yakima anymore. Oh, no.
Meanwhile, I know the guy who won. He's working at like a Petco. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We do a voicemail. We listen to a voicemail on the podcast, and then we respond to it. So let's see what we have today.
All right.
Boys, Mark, what's going on?
Yo.
Listen, since Mark's on especially, got a little bit of a peeve, okay? Whenever my wife asks me, hey, babe, do you want to feed the baby? what the hell am I supposed to say to that? I'm clearly just chilling right now. I'm happy to feed our child, but do I want to feed the baby? No, honey, I don't right now. But I can't say that. So it's just setting us up for failure. I'm just kind of curious if you guys deal with the same thing. Appreciate it, buddies. Take care.
I get it. I get it.
I'm cucked. I fed the baby most of the time. I was like, yeah, I'm wearing a fake tit.
Right,
you know?
right. I get what he's saying. Like, do you want to feed the baby? It's just a bad way to say it. Just say, can you help me feed the baby? You know?
There is a lot of thing when you are the dad where there's a lot of stuff where it's like you aren't even thinking about it, and then they come in with like did you want to contribute to this thing? And you're like, yeah, just say it.
Just say it.
Like,
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me. I wasn't doing it to fuck with you.
Yeah.
I've had that exact conversation. I think that's what you actually do say, though. Because I've had those exact conversations of just like, yeah, and if you asked, I would be perfectly willing to do it. But now that you've asked this way, no.
Exactly.
You just
I'm
have
relapsing.
yeah. No, I'm going to start drinking again.
Yeah.
Another bad one is the we. Like, we got to do this. We got to do that. I'm like, that means me.
Yeah.
Stop saying we. Like, we got to take the garbage out. I'm like, just tell me to take the garbage out. Don't act like we're doing this together as a team.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of crunching down in communication when you have a kid, because all that shit passes when there's not a sentient person listening to your. I don't know about you, but like anytime I'm like, my wife and I are like kind of going at each other, I notice it much quicker because I'm like, there's people here. There's ear. Like whether they can hear us, understand us or not, they're feeling the percussive tones and the vibe, and it's not something I'm willing to do.
Yeah, and it gets real tense when you're like, you start going, I'm doing more. I'm doing way more. And then she's thinking, I'm doing way more. Yeah. And then like the kid falls down the stairs and you're both like like who's gonna break first?
Are you happy?
Yeah.
I've literally told my wife, I was like, so I know you do a lot of things, and while you're doing those things, I assume the rest of the world doesn't exist, because often you think I'm doing nothing. And I'm doing all of the same things you're doing, but out of your eyesight. I was like, so just assume I too am busy, and then let's come to the table treating each other as if we both have a fucking full plate.
Yeah, and look, it's hard. You try to keep it even, but you always want to let her know you're doing stuff. You walk in, you're like, whoo, man, got the mail. Just so she knows that the mail was gotten, or like, oh boy, emptied the laundry. Just got to throw it out there, or else you won't know you did it.
Yeah, I came home, or my wife came home the other day, and I was folding the laundry, and there's never been.
That's huge.
It was unbelievable.
Did you time it?
I knew she was coming home soon, so I knew I had to get it, and then as soon as I was doing it, when she got home, I was like, this is the best. Yeah. This is the first time I got blown in like a month. I was like,
well played.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Blowjobs.
There's a lot of
Wow, blowjobs.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
What'd you do for Mother's Day?
I flew home.
Okay.
So I flew home from
Same.
Texas. But I came home and immediately, I was gone for like 4 days, so I had to be locked in immediately. So we, what did we do? Well, the Knicks game was on yesterday, and my wife happens to be a Knicks fan.
Oh, lucky you.
It was the best. So all four of us put on our Knicks shit, and we're watching the game, and we're having the best time.
That's great.
I got her 3 good gifts that she was very happy with, all of which were like not pricey, but like more towards her interests. So it felt like I gave a shit. Like, I've been with her since we were fucking 10 years old. It's like at this point, creatively, I'm running out of ideas, but I know it just has to be about something of substance, not just like a throwing a gift at her.
I love it.
Yeah.
Damn.
What'd you do?
I didn't do shit. No. We did a nice dinner, and she's been saying she wanted this thing for a while for the baby.
Yeah.
But she never pulled the trigger, and I just fucking bought it on the road, and it showed up, thank God.
Dude, there's nothing better than also like you feel like a magician, because I got her a raised flower bed to grow like herbs and stuff with the kids, and like have almost like a little experiment table basically.
That's great.
And she had mentioned it a while ago, and it came like as I showed up. So like I showed up with the fucking big gift. I got this like. I get hit with like the queefiest TikTok, like, take a photograph, turn it into a watercolor. There's a Mother's Day gift. I got her literally that.
Nice.
I was like, I had all these gifts, and I was like, this worked out the best possible way while also kind of being, moderate deadbeat, just showing up at noon on Mother's Day.
I lucked out because I just anything was a benefit. So I just made a card in my daughter's handwriting, like for
Nice.
Rosebud, and bought her a chocolate bar. And I was like, the kid did it. I'm not gonna get you anything. I
Andy, are you trying to
despise
get back together?
But it was easy. It
You
was
get
pretty
parent
easy.
trapped by your own Mother's Day card?
Yeah. She likes me again.
What about Father's Day? Do we get stuff?
Yeah, but not
Okay.
as good.
No, it never is.
You get like one Bud Light.
No, I used to have a joke about this, but it's like your Father's Day is you now have to be a dad in front of the whole family.
Oh,
like,
no.
so that was like early Father's Days of like, all right, let's have everybody over. We'll have a barbecue and we'll do that. And basically it's like the moms don't do anything. And they're like, now is your chance to showcase how good of a dad you are in front of everyone.
That's a punishment.
I know. It felt like, moms get their feet up, they get their toes
Yeah.
rubbed, the whole thing. And dads are like, all right, let's see how you cook.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Damn, well, that's the tough thing about being a guy, and I don't know if women know this. Sorry, madam. But, my wife's like, what do you want for Father's Day? And I'll be like, go away. Let me
That's
be.
what I did for my birthday last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to go up and swim in Harriman, and
Yeah.
I wanted to go for a run. And Rosebud was like, do you want us to come? And I was like, no.
No, it's my day.
Not at all. This is my
Yeah.
birthday. I don't
It's
want to see
Father's
you
Day.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Father's Day, I'm going to miss. And I got she was like, don't you want to be there for Father's Day? And I was like, I think it's for me.
Exactly.
I think it's for me. I'm going to do a gig.
Yeah, it's like when your grandmother got you a sweater, and then every Christmas she's like, "You got to wear that sweater," and I'm like, "Well, who's the gift for?"
Yeah.
She got me the sweater. It's my sweater. Now I got to wear it. I hate the sweater.
Thank God my grandparents were dead. We do a Patreon episode. Do you got enough time to stick around for
Sure, I'm
like a half
hanging.
an hour?
Sweet.
Are we there? Okay, I just thought I was.
And what do you want to promote before we
Yeah.
do that?
Oh, just my pods and the special, I guess.
Are you on the road?
I'm on the road as well. Yeah, markdormancomedy.com
Great.
all weekend or all year. Already built
And
out.
are you like doing clubs for a little
I'm back
while?
in the clubs, yeah, and I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I'm
that
getting
must be so fun.
So much work done. You can just throw shit against the wall. The theater is it's a showcase. Here's my stuff.
Right.
There you
Yeah,
go. And
I
the
remember doing
clubs.
that Seattle gig with you, and it was like they like almost didn't want to hear material. They
Yeah,
just-
that was a fluke.
Yeah, they were like you did like I think your act, and then they just wanted you to just react to like things they were heckling you with.
Yeah.
It was also one of those things I was like, when I was on stage, I was like, who's from Seattle? Silence. This is in the middle of Seattle.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like, who's from Seattle? And they were like, nobody
Yeah.
was from Seattle. I was like,
That was weird.
who's from Snohomish? Woo! Who's from Mukilteo? Woo! You know?
Yeah.